Okay, this is my Dune game. It's been on for about 2.5 months straight. Very, very little time has it been paused. It's been like this for about 5 weeks now. A little more than 5 weeks. Today is March the 10th, 2018. I started this level. This is the last level with the Atreides. I don't remember the exact day, but I think it was 2 or 3 days before New Year's Eve last year, 2017. So it's been on for about 80 days or so. So yeah. So let me kind of show you around. I've got, I believe, quite a number of Sonic tanks, and they're just out of range of their refinery. And for, like I said, for the last 5 or so weeks, they haven't been dropping off any soldiers or tanks. It's just been this. I wanted to see if they would eventually stop dropping off new harvesters, and they haven't done that. They've just continuously dropped more harvesters off. So I've decided to end the game tonight, and I wanted to explain everything that happened and see the statistics at the end of the level. That's the main thing. So let me show you my base. This is kind of some buildings I built to build the Sonic tanks. And this is the main fortifications. This is what I was hiding behind, and for most of January when I was playing the level, I would basically just build, the 4 construction yards, and then fill this entire area with rocket turrets, and occasionally Sonic tanks on the outside, or Sonic tanks outside the perimeter out here, fortified with about 5 layers of wall. And it would take them about 3 days to break through to get to one of my construction yards, and then at that point in time I would rebuild everything, and then I would just go do something else and let the game play itself for a couple of days, and I would check it occasionally and maybe repair what damage they had done, because they were dropping off Devastators and they were dropping off siege tanks and troopers. And after about 3 weeks, maybe January 20th or so, they stopped dropping off Devastators. So once they stopped dropping off Devastators, their progress was incredibly slow. It took them a really long time to get through to my base. And I basically only had to replace everything only one time after that. It was like basically a week later before I had to replace most everything. They were still dropping off siege tanks and troopers for about another week. And then occasionally I was building sonic tanks, and I was going up over here, and I was racking up kills doing this, waiting for them to drop off harvesters and blast them with my sonic tanks. But they were still dropping off siege tanks, so they would drop off a siege tank, and the siege tank would attack one of my sonic tanks, and I would eventually lose all the sonic tanks. So I would leave the game on for, 8 hours or so and come back to it, and then all my sonic tanks would be destroyed, and of course all these buildings would be gone, and then I'd lose several turrets, and then I'd have to, rebuild everything. So out of boredom, I would just leave the game on for several days and wait, and then rebuild everything, and then build some structures, and build a vehicle factory, and then rebuild the sonic tanks, and then go kill more harvesters. But the last time, which was about 5 weeks ago, when I built a bunch of sonic tanks, they dropped off their last siege tank and trooper, and then all of a sudden I noticed they stopped dropping off units altogether. No more siege tanks, no more troopers after about a month of playing the level. And at one point they had gained control of several rocket turrets. Somehow they gained control of this one. I don't know how that happened. And I just blew those ones up, never replaced them. And so what I've been doing since is just killing harvesters. And so the game's been on, I think, constantly. I don't think it's even been paused once in the last 5 weeks, since around a few days before my birthday, which is January 30th. It's basically been in this state, which is just sonic tanks. I haven't moved any of them. Well, no, they did drop off a harvester over here at one point in time. I had to move a sonic tank over here to destroy it. And the only other structure they have is this barracks. And I think every bit of spice on the level is gone. I didn't harvest it. I let them harvest it, and I let them keep their barracks, both of their barracks, so that they could produce as many infantry as possible, so I could rack up more kills. Because one of the goals of the level is to get as many kills as possible. And I think I've succeeded with flying colors, and we'll just have to wait and see here a few more minutes if the game doesn't freeze or something goes haywire, and when I destroy both of their buildings. And so yeah, I destroyed most of their buildings, all their rocket turrets, except for the refineries, the spice silos, and the barracks. And then eventually I destroyed everything except for this refinery and and even this barracks. Everything except this barracks and that refinery. And all the spice disappeared pretty fast. And yeah, like I said, eventually they stopped dropping off units altogether. And I wanted to see if they would eventually stop dropping off new harvesters, but after 5 weeks now, they just continuously, like, one every 30 seconds or so. So I don't know how many that is. It's quite a few. And my sonic tanks just keep blasting them. So this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. And I decided I had to record it for evidence. Quite possibly the longest Dune game ever in the history of mankind. Or at least so far in 2018. So here goes.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
They're all just precisely out of range. They're all within range for these squares here, in this level, and in this level. But they're all out of range for the refinery until now.
Acknowledged.
What the
Reporting.
heck?
Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Now all of a sudden they're getting spice. Maybe they'll build some troopers.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Okay, just out of curiosity, I want to see what happens. I haven't dealt damage to any of their structures in months, so I want to see what happens. See if they get any more spice to build any more troops.
Reporting. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Alright, that's it. That's enough.
Report. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting.
That's
Acknowledged.
enough harvesters. I've destroyed probably 1 million of them, so. No more.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Bye bye, refinery. It's nice knowing you. I got the carrier. Alright, let's go. Let's finish them off.
Acknowledged. Reporting.
One more structure. This is definitely the longest Dune game I've ever played. I played one that probably lasted a couple of weeks. Maybe a week or a week and a half, somewhere around there. But 2.5 months? No, nowhere near that long. So I'm just dying to see the statistics. Now I'm going to be very careful so I don't skip past this final stats screen. they getting money to repair that? Boggles the mind. Alright, I've had enough.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Not sure if the game's
Reporting.
gonna freeze or what, because one time I had the game on for a week and then I destroyed all their
Acknowledged.
structures, and then
Reporting.
I had lost the level for some reason.
Acknowledged.
The enemy carriels came across the screen.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
This is it. Oh my god. Score 32,027. Time 33 hours 34 minutes. Should be more like 2,000 hours. Obtain the rank of ruler of Arrakis, of course. Spice harvested by you. 2019 enemy 65,000. Units destroyed by you 56,777. That has got to be a world record. Destroyed by the enemy 220. Structures destroyed by you 41. Enemy 177. So this is it. This is the fruit of all my labor. This end screen. Wow. That is a lot of units. 56,777. I didn't know that it would go up that high. I guess the timer only goes up that high. Because I played it for a week one time and I think that's about as high as it went. 33 hours, 34 minutes. I'm not sure if the score goes any higher than that. 32,027. I'll have to try it again sometime and see if I get a repeat. And maybe I'll try it again sometime for maybe a month or so and see if I can get the units up there to 56,777 again. I'll have to do an estimate as to how many units I think I killed. It was about one harvester per minute or so. And it was on for about 5 weeks straight. There's my mini gen. It's been on for 2.5 months solid. That little heat pack. It's gotta be pretty blistering hot. I've touched it a few times. It's warm, but it's not too bad. Let's go through the statistics one more time. Score 32,027. Time 33 hours, 34 minutes. So there you have it. Longest Dune game ever.